knows what makes their
Okay, yes. So we are here today because we believe that what Ben and Jerry is doing is singling out the Jews in Judea and Samaria, but also in Israel, and that's a discriminative act. No one would accept that, for example, in New York City, in Chinatown, Ben and Jerry would stop selling ice cream because there are too many Chinese people. So once you single out Jews, that's Jew hatred and anti-Semitism. So they are not standing for human rights, they are actually going against everything that's human rights. And also they are hurting the Arabs living in Israel, because the moment they withdraw a company, Arabs are also losing their jobs. So it's a lose-lose situation and absolutely discriminative. So that's why we are here today. My name is Virag, and I am non-Jewish Zionist actually, and I'm here because I want to end the Jew hatred in this generation. Thank you.
Thank you. dip, do you have that? Yeah, there you go, yeah. Thank you, you are awesome. I don't like your hips.
That's not loud enough. I said hello, NYC! My name is Jake Benowitz, and I am Club Z's Associate Regional Manager in New York. For those of you who do not know, Club Z is a Zionist youth movement that trains teens through giving them the proper tools for combating anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism in their communities. Please come find me and anyone else wearing a staff shirt to find out more about our organization. Boycott, divestment, and sanctions. BDS. This movement targets the only democracy in the Middle East and the only Jewish state in the world. BDS has attacked again. Ben & Jerry's corporate office, shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Ben & Jerry's, when you decide not to sell in Judea and Samaria, specifically, you are targeting Jews, and that is just Jew hatred. And Jew hatred now! And Jew hatred now! And Jew hatred now! This decision does not only hurt Jews, but it directly hurts the Arab workers who work for distribution companies that provide Ben & Jerry's to all people in the region. And this hurts the small business franchisees owners, Jewish and non-Jewish alike, whose businesses have been drastically affected by the corporate, personal, and selfish decision to boycott. Shame on you, Ben & Jerry's. Shame on you. Shame on you. As we have seen throughout the world, from London to Germany to Los Angeles and to our very own streets here in New York, Jew hatred has shown to be disguised as anti-Zionism. Jew hatred starts with a boycott, but it never ends there. One day, it's Ben & Jerry's corporate office boycotting Jews in Judea, and the next, it's an angry mob in Brooklyn shouting Intifada. This must stop now, and we demand this to stop now. Shame on you, Ben & Jerry's. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. So this is how the remainder of our program is going to go. We're going to start here and hear from some speakers. Then we are going to gather together and march to the Ben & Jerry's to Times Square to show Ben & Jerry's that Jew hatred in Israel and around the world will not be tolerated, and it cannot happen. Shame on you and Jew hatred. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Assemblyman from New York's 24th District, David Reprin, the co-president of the National Association of Jewish Legislators.
Thank you. On June 19th, July 19th, just a few weeks ago, Ben & Jerry's announced on their website and on various social media platforms that it would end its ice cream sales in Israel, in parts of Israel on the West Bank, parts that they call occupied territory. They have stated that they will not be renewing agreements with their licensees in those areas at the end of the year. As the co-president of the National Association of Jewish Legislators and as a committed Jew who is in the State Assembly in New York, I am appalled. The recent steep increase in instances of anti-Jewish hate crimes, vandalism, and hate speech in the United States and throughout the world is deeply troubling. It is highly problematic that an American company is engaging in anti-Semitic behavior. Israel is an open home for the Jewish people all over the world and is the only democracy in the Middle East and a strong ally of the United States of America. Palestinian authorities, on the other hand, continue to engage in great injustices. Palestinians are denied the right to vote. Women and LGBTQ people face violence and discrimination. Journalists are stifled, and cruel and inhumane methods of torture are used by the Palestinians. We as New Yorkers and as Jewish legislators and as people of goodwill against hate cannot tolerate such behavior. Therefore, I have just introduced a piece of legislation in the New York State Assembly which requires the state to divest from any entity that boycotts Israel and also prohibits the state from entering into any contract with them. We have an executive order in place under Governor Andrew Cuomo. We all know we're going to be changing governors, and it's important that we introduce this legislation now and get it passed. We need to send a clear message that if you support hate of any kind, or if you boycott Israel, New York will boycott you. It's not really Ben & Jerry's anymore. It's now the parent company, Unilever. So I would add to shame on Ben & Jerry's, shame on Unilever. Shame on Unilever. Shame on Unilever. Thank you.
Thank you, Assembly Member. Now I would like to introduce.
Every act of Jew hatred has to be challenged. And while it says in Psalms that the guardian of Israel neither sleeps nor slumbers, it's time for a lot of us to wake up. How can we counter those who seek to separate us from our heritage?
Go to Auschwitz! Fuck the Jews! Go to Auschwitz! And I love all the New Yorkers. We will end this hatred. And if you want to eat Ben & Jerry's ice cream, go to Calvin Yeager's house because he's not here. Oh, they're screaming. I love it. Watch my show Wednesday night. Why do they want to call my show?
Down in the state of Israel.
Good job. Awaken our hearts and our spirits, and may our new year be one where no plan against our people gains any success. We must continue to stand strong together as one until that speedy day arrives when the great shofar blows and we all return to our homeland, to Hebron, to Shem, to Jerusalem, together with Mashiach. Thank you all for being here today.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Ben & Jerry! Shame on you! Shame on you! Ben & Jerry! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! When you stop selling ice cream in Judea and Samaria, you're denying Jews the right to eat ice cream. Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Oops, sorry.
I never really understand.
We're marching. We're marching. relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Because some of them live.
We will not tolerate any sort of anti-Semitism. Not here in America. Never again. Never again. As I said, we will not tolerate any anti-Semitism around the world or here in America.
Ben and Jerry
Never again. Never again. And Jew hatred. And Jew hatred here in America or anywhere else around the world. And Jew hatred.
Never again!
And Jew hatred. By Ben and Jerry's Corporate. Ben and Jerry's Corporate. Shame on you.
Peace, love, except for Jews, right? Peace, love, but when it comes to Jews, we forget that, right?
And Jew hatred. 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 Ben and Jerry's Corporate. When you had this decision, it did not just affect the Jews, but affected every single franchisee store. Every single franchisee store has been affected by your decision. Shame on taking a picture of front that we're going to send it over to Ben and Jerry and tell corporate. So we say, and Jew hatred. And Jew hatred. Come in front, guys. Come on. Come on. Come in front. Come for a picture. We're going to take a picture and send it to Ben and Jerry. And Jew hatred. And Jew hatred. And Jew hatred. And Jew hatred. Ben and Jerry's Corporate. Shame on you. Shame on you! 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 You do not just affect the Jews, but you affect every single franchisee owner of the Ben & Jerry's company. Shame on you, corporate Ben & Jerry's. Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
Shame on you! Shame on you!
We are giving free ice cream out to everyone on the street because every single person deserves ice cream. And Jew hatred! 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 Okay, and Jew hatred! Free ice cream for all! Let's bring them back over here! Free ice cream for all! And Jew hatred! And Jew hatred! And Jew hatred! And Jew hatred!
We're here at Ben & Jerry's. We hate Jews. We don't like when they go after the Jews, right? But when they attack us, why are we fighting back? Why are we screaming? They attacked us in Borough Park the other day.
Yes.
You're the councilman, I'm a nobody.
Well, I'm not going to say that you're a nobody.
All right, I would say I'm not a nobody.
Your words, not mine.
Oh, look at the dog. I actually told me, talk to the dog. Watch my show Wednesday night, and I don't know, we're going to talk to the dog.
Did you see his dress code? What is dressing like?
What?
Talking about the costume. Talking about the costume of the dog.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. And after Andrew, look at me. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I still have your phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to make room in the sidewalk. We cannot block the sidewalk. We cannot block the sidewalk.